Welcome to the new EAU podcast series, Women in Urology Dare to Thrive. And this first episode, Leadership Ladder, Creating Your Path. We are joined by Dr. Amelia Pietropaolo and Professor Maria Ribal. Together, they will discuss the opportunities, challenges, and personal journeys involved in building a successful leadership career in urology. Join us as we embark on this informative journey.
Hello, everybody. So it's my pleasure to be here today with Maria Ribal, and who is going to introduce herself in a second. My name is Amelia Pietropaolo. I'm a urology consultant in the University Hospital Southampton. I collaborate with EAU, with the European School of Urology, and I'm the chairwoman of the Young Academic Urology of the Urolithiasis group. So it's a great pleasure to be here today with Maria.
Hi, Amelia. It's my pleasure to be here with you to share this moment and this podcast. I have to tell you what I have been doing for my life the last 25 years. So I'm urologist and I'm focused in uro-oncology. So I'm working in Barcelona in Hospital Clinic, that it's an academic hospital. I have the privilege to share the uro-oncology unit, that it's a multidisciplinary unit. And at the EAU, I'm working on the guidelines for such a long time. I was on the muscle-invasive bladder cancer panel, and since 2021, I have the honor of serving as the chair of the guidelines that allow me to learn a lot and to share my time with brilliant people. So I'm really happy to be with you here.
Thank you. No, thank you very much for accepting to be in this podcast, because I think it's an honor to have you here with us. And I'm really looking forward to have this conversation with you today. So let's warm up with some important, relevant topics. And in particular, we start with a big one. So people still ask me sometimes whether urology is a men's world, no, only men. And I don't know about you, but sometimes this doesn't sound very nice. I don't like this expression very much. But it's true that many leadership positions are still male-dominated in urology. So do you think that just how urology is, or are we seeing something broader here in the society?
Yeah, I should tell you that I don't like either just calling urology as a man's world. I don't like this expression, although it has been said several times. Because it's true, historically, we were not as much at the very beginning, female urologists in the field. So I think that now is completely different. So I think that this has changed in the last years. But the truth is that I think that this is not something that only relates to urology. I think that it reflects how many areas of our society have been already structured. Think about, for example, politics. Think about professional sports. For years, leadership's visibility has been associated with a male figure. And it's not because women cannot lead. I think that is because how the society is already built up. And it's also true on the other way around. Think about, for example, nursing. For instance, it has been called as a female profession. So I think that the big mistake is just to think about things as men or woman things. I think that our goal is just to design roles, but not based on gender stereotypes. Should be based on capability, on aptitude. It should be based on people, not on gender. So I think that if we are able to build that, it would be a great goal. I think that diversity, that it's what it's behind at the end, is the key for having different perspectives and just to become more effective and to have better outcomes. So, yeah, I think that we need to move forward, not only in urology, but in our society in general, I would say. This brings to my mind, I think that this is not my only perspective. I am older than you for sure. You are younger than me, but I can remember perfectly when you started on your Stones group at Yao. And I think at the moment you were the only one female urology in that group. So probably you have had this feeling also.
Yeah, indeed. I fully agree with what you said so far about the historical male domination, in particular in surgery and in urology. And when I started in the Yao Stone group, I didn't expect, first of all, that I could be able to become the chairwoman of that group, despite Of course, there were many friends and it was very friendly group, but still, when you are in a completely new environment. And so when it happened that I was elected the chairwoman, I still felt a very strong, imposter syndrome, no? I didn't think I was ready or fit for the job. So it took me some time to feel accepted and to feel like I could still be there despite everybody else was male. And of course, it took time, but at the end, I could meet and know my colleagues much better. And I overcome this thanks to them, because I realized that at the end of the day, we were not different. And there was an incredible demonstration of support from my peers, were very open-minded, they were respectful. And then I thought that was the best thing to sort of give them whatever I could best offer to the group, which probably at the beginning could be give an order to the group, coordinate a bit better, support the organization, and build it in a way to make it more effective. So over the years, we changed the structure. We get more females on board because, of course, this attracted more female colleagues. At the beginning, as I said, I was the only one. And then over the years, just because of how the group was built and was producing, many other female colleagues were interested and they applied to be part. So now we are 5 and they're still in minority, but still I'm so proud of this because I feel like it's something that we built together. And of course, this gives a lot of opportunity, of course, being chair of the group. So I feel like I work alongside leaders across Europe. And of course, this is like a building a legacy that even if I leave, because I'm going to leave the group soon, is a family that has been created and will continue after me. So let's say that this was just at the beginning. And then, as you said, it doesn't matter about gender. We are all the same. And the important thing is that we just respect and support each other. Just continuing our conversation, Maria, I was thinking, as you said, chair of EAU Guidelines Office, this is a very big thing, and we are very proud to have you on top of it. And you are a long-standing leader within your field, and your career is often cited as a model of the academic and clinical leadership. What were the strategic steps or maybe unexpected opportunities that helped you to reach this level of responsibility in EAU?
Well, to be honest, I'm really proud of chairing the EU Guidelines Office. I think that is a big responsibility, so I take it like that. I have to admit you that I'm not comfortable with the idea of strategic steps. I don't like them. It seems like if I have a master plan and it's not how my career was, there are not strategic steps for becoming a leader. What I do believe that you need to have is the vision. You should look at yourself and you should imagine where you would like to go, which are your purposes, and it doesn't mean that it's a strategic plan. And once you have the vision, I want to be able to do this or to do this or to reach that one, then you need to invest on that career. You need to put all your efforts on it. And I think that there's one thing that now younger people perhaps is not comfortable with as much, is that time to time you need to invest in things that they don't give you an immediate reward. And it's like that, because things now that probably will become with the fruits in years later. But you should build up yourself. You should invest in your formation. You should learn. You should be sure that you are consistent and that you are solid. And also you need to work with people. I think that in my career, what I have done is this. It's just I have thought that I could do things. I've been always aware of which are the things that I am capable of and the things that I still need to learn. I just invest in things without expecting nothing immediately. And I've done this always counting on people. So I think that I wouldn't talk about strategic steps. I would call it long-term investment is the way that I've been able to reach this. So I'm really glad that it has been done like that. And now that I think that I have already mentioned younger people, since you are younger than me, perhaps you can give them better than I could some advice to the younger ones that wants to create an academic career, or they are just at the beginning, which could be the advice that you will give them?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And indeed, I resonate with what you said. There is not a ladder that is step by step. Nobody gives you the bullet points. Is everything, the experience of everybody is different, and it's based on who you meet over your career and what experiences you have. Well, I can tell you my experience. I didn't even know I wanted to do an academic career. And this is not something you plan, or maybe you can plan, but then you don't know how this happens. So life happens. And this is interesting because for me, it was immediately clear that hard work is the first thing. And as you said, you need to build yourself, build your knowledge, first of all, because otherwise there is no way to demonstrate and to show your capability if you don't know those topics. So first of all, it's making sure you are at the right level in terms of knowledge. And this will allow, of course, to work on projects. And for me, as I said, it was very important to be part of a group, so like a working group, no? For example, YAO, but there are so many, even in national societies. I know that in the Italian society, Spanish societies, there are young urology group where there could be some brainstorming section, but also it allows networking. So you can meet other scholars, other young urologists with bright ideas, and maybe put the ideas together and start working on them, on the project. But this means that you need to put yourself out of your comfort zone, but also start working and volunteering for something that probably could lead to hard work, but also take some of your extra time off, because at the beginning, of course, you don't have a paid time. You don't have time in your clinical work to dedicate to research. So sometimes you need to do it in the night or in the weekend. It's a really hard work, but then it pays off. It pays off because of the networking, because you might meet other people that have the same aspiration, build a new project, can get published, and then this will lead to conferences, to roundtable, to moderation, abstract presentation in international conferences. And all these things just come after another, just thanks to networking and hard work. So I think these two for me were the most important thing. And I would suggest to anyone, don't be scared. Just do the first step. And if you find somebody you think you can learn from, just talk to them. Because most people like you, Maria, are all one that have reached the top of their career. They're now key opinion leader. They are super happy to teach and to show how they got there over their life in order to allow other people to follow them. So I think, yeah, you always start with small steps. Just continuing, we've already talked about practical advice, but let's especially talk about women and minorities. Do you think there is any special thing to overcome systemic barriers and make sure even women can get to their ambition fully?
Well, I think that we need to change a lot of things, not only in urology. I think that in society in general. I have been said sometimes you are lucky because you are living in the Western Europe, and here the situation is better than obviously in other countries. And for sure, it's true, in other parts of the world, the situation is even worse. But we are not living a perfect situation. Still, we are facing up barriers for minorities or even for female colleagues, and they are paid less than their male counterparts, or not in urology, for example, in business, or the number of female leaders in the academic career are not the same as male. So I think that still we are facing some barriers. But what I would say, and which would be my advice, would be believe in yourself. If you want to reach a certain position, or if you want to reach things in your life, you should prepare yourself. And I think that this is obviously really important, is what gives you the solidity to reach these things. But then the second one is just believe in yourself also. So once you are prepared, you should believe on you. you should be prepared to fight for the things that you feel that you deserve. So I think that my advice would be believe in yourself, don't be afraid of, and if you are prepared, you can take the lead and look for people around you that can support you. And also, I would give another advice that could be don't try to be another one, someone else. Don't try to imitate what it has been done before. Try to be original and do the things like yourself without losing your personality, because this is what gives you your strength. If you are honest with yourself and you do the things in the way that you think that they should be done, and you take care of the others and you consider what the others think, at the moment that you are fair with yourself, but you are fair with the others, then you can lead. That could be my advice. Prepare, that it has been said before, believe on yourself, try to understand each other's position, and fight for your ambitions for sure. That would be my advice. But it's true that I think that also you need in your career some help and some support. I think that, for example, at the YAO, you have been dealing with this, and you have done some tutorials on talking about leadership programs, coaching, mentors. So I think that you already have been discussing in your group about the importance of having a structured support that could help you to make a difference. Am I right, Amelia? No?
Yes, that's a very good part, I think, of the career path, of the formation of a young urologist. I experienced it myself even before getting to YAO. I was really helped by a mentor. If you probably know him, is Bhaskar Somani. So I came here to Southampton, and he nurtured me. So literally, it taught me everything in terms of skills, but also the way of face many of the political or maybe academic issues that could happen over the time. And that's not only, a way of learning or teaching, but is also a sponsor, if it makes sense. Because of course, sometimes when you start, you don't see the opportunities in front of you. You don't know if to apply to that course or to the other one, or maybe ask to be part of a group rather than another one. So having somebody senior who teach you or knows already, has already gone through those steps, is very helpful. So for me, it was very helpful. And now, of course, there are many other tools. Even, there is talent incubator program, coaching, leadership courses, a lot of things, even within EAU, that can help at the beginning, because they can give you a lot of insight in terms of also of how to deal with other people, with your colleagues, how to influence them, or to lead with example, which is exactly what you say. But also teamwork, emotional intelligence, how to strategically build a group in order to reach the aim that the EAU is expecting from you as a leader. So I think there are so many important things in what you can build, of course, during your career. But what you said for me is very important. So knowing your colleagues, your peers, knowing what they need and trying to help them to reach their goal, even if this is for you time consuming, as a leader, is probably the most important thing. It's probably what changed between leaders, is to be empathetic and try to give rather than take, no? And I wanted to ask you this last question because I think it's very important, and it's a bit uncomfortable actually. But Maria, have you ever had those moments where you feel, I don't belong here? Even if everybody else says you're doing great, but do you feel uncomfortable? Do you think like it's not your place?
For sure. I have felt that. Yeah, I have to admit. There's the idea that our female colleagues and ourselves, we are a little bit more uncomfortable after achieving a position or something like that. And you already mentioned before the imposter syndrome, and it seems that could affect women more than men, although I think that is really complex, the sensation of feeling yourself uncomfortable with the position that you have already reached. For me, it's something that goes with my personality. Why? Because I'm really quite self-demanding with myself. I cannot change that. It's my personality. I'm always thinking I can do this better. I can improve this. Perhaps I can do more. And I try to find out this should be perfect. It's not enough with this. But this is my is my personality. So I think that because of that, time to time I have thought, oh my God, I have got this, but could I have done it better? Or could have I done it more? But it's on my personality. But I would say this is a double-edged sword, because I like the perfection and I like to do more, and I'm always trying to do it better, and I cannot stop this kind of thinking. But also, it gives me confidence, because when I am trying to prepare for something, then I know that I am doing my best, and I always try to do my best. So what I have to do for me is just to put it on a balance. At the moment that my thoughts are, this is not super perfect, I understand, no, Maria, you are doing your best, so you are investing a lot. I think that it's good because it allows me to grow up. So every time that I think this could be done better, then I think that I can grow up, because then I try my best to achieve that. So for me, it's something good. It's not something bad, but of course, I understand that you can perceive that as something that it's not really good. Have you ever had this perception that not being accepted, or not being, that you don't deserve that position? Have you ever had this feeling before?
Oh, yes. I've had. And as you said, it is something that is based on character, maybe. I think for me, this is something I need to work a bit with myself, because of course I know that I work hard, I publish a lot. So after a while that I think about it, then I realize I do maybe deserve that position. But I still think before accepting that this is something I deserve, I tend to think that there's somebody else better than me that would do it better. I need to go through like talking with myself before getting to the realization that actually I'm the right person for that role. And I think over the years is getting better, because of course you meet more people, you do more networking, you know yourself more. But this is an important way to know yourself as well. So that's what you were saying. Every time you grow, no? You grow and you know yourself a bit better. So, and I think this is also important for your work-life balance, no? Because otherwise, if you still aim for perfection, then you end up just concentrated too much on this and everything else. You'd risk to lose the focus on everything else around that is part of your life still. So I think it's very important that we are having this conversation, because I'm learning from you still even more. So thank you. I think this was an amazing opportunity for discussion, and I thank the EAU office for this podcast and Jurgita for organizing this.
It has been my pleasure to share this moment with you. Let's see each other soon.
Yes.
And hopefully people will engage with our conversation.
I would really love if they can contact us and, have an opportunity to meet in conferences and talk about this, even to day-to-day basis. Agree.
Sure. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for this insightful episode. We are sure our listeners enjoyed it. To keep up with the latest EAU podcasts and stay informed on urological advancements, be sure to subscribe to our EAU podcast channel on your favorite podcast app. Until next time, keep learning and stay inspired.